Ça va bien?
Contente que tu aies pu être là ce soir.
Moi aussi. Salut.
Hi, Pamela.
Hello.
I love your picture and your hair. I saw it on your Instagram feed too.
Thanks.
So excited to be with you tonight. And on top of that, we're lucky it's a new moon in Leo. So before starting, while we're waiting for everyone to jump in, I'll just burn a bit of sage and set an intention for tonight's masterclass. And in the meantime, if you guys want to comment in the chat from where you're from and what inspired you to be part of tonight's masterclass and why you were curious to be here with us tonight. So we'll give a few more minutes for everyone to join. Hi, Desiree. Oh, I'm so happy to see you again. Nice to have you with us tonight. Beautiful. We're gonna have such a fun time tonight. I'm really excited. Okay. I'm gonna pull out our PowerPoint for tonight. And while we're still waiting a little bit for other participants to join, feel free to tell me in the chat while you are here, what your expectations for tonight, and we can also take a little bit of time.
T'as même pas tes pyjamas.
So that there's not too much noise. Gonna be any questions so that everyone
Mais tu dois aller chercher un livre si tu veux lire ton livre.
Théo?
On a perdu trop de temps sur le lit à s'ostiner avec toi. Tu peux prendre un livre, on va lire un livre. Théo, va chercher un livre, sinon c'est deux. Alors on n'en lit pas. C'est toi qui décides. 1 ou 0. 1 ou 0. Ok, dis bonne nuit à maman. Sinon on va faire deux.
Yeah, he's not listening. Non, mais Théo.
Va chercher un livre.
Okay, perfect. All right, so Brett, I am from Canmore, Alberta. Oh, Alberta too, so exciting. Beautiful. All right, so we will get started. It is 7:04. I am so happy and thankful for everyone that is here tonight. If you are here, it's because it is meant to be. So I'm really, really excited to get started with the Soul Purpose Remembrance Masterclass, which I created for you to uncover your natural gifts according to your design, your DNA, for you to find the job that best matches and aligns with your true calling in life, basically. So if you're here, it's maybe because you're currently in a situation that is not entirely fulfilling you, whether in your career or in another aspect of your life, and hopefully we'll be able to pinpoint some of those things together. Okay, so everyone here today had probably a long day either at work or with the family, or maybe a day off or vacation, but now we're just gonna tune in for a few seconds and take a deep breath in. And exhale. And if you have any worries, any stress, any things that came through your day that you don't want to bring with you during this masterclass, you can let them go, release, leave them at the door, and we'll start our journey together. So ask yourself, in what mindset are you coming in today? Why did you choose to join this masterclass today? How are you expecting to feel after this call together? And what is your intention? And tonight, I just want to remind you that it's one of the most potent moments to actually set an intention, because it's a new moon in Leo. So it's the perfect time to plant seeds. So anything that you wish to attract and manifest in your life, you can claim it tonight. And chances are that this will manifest way faster than you can even imagine. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna try to hide this. Oh, much better. Perfect. Okay, so I know that you are tired to feel on autopilot. So those days that feel like the Groundhog Day, you feel like you're always eating, working, going to bed, and repeat. I know that you're tired to feel unfulfilled at work, unfulfilled with the career that you have, the job that you have. You probably feel like you've been labeled as things that you're not, as things that maybe you were labeled as a long time ago and you feel like they no longer resonate with you. And I know you're probably tired to put your dreams on hold as well, maybe for financial reasons, maybe for lack of ideas or direction. But I know that you're tired of all of those things, and that's why you're here tonight. And if that's the case, drop it in the chat, and I'm curious to see why you are here tonight. Hey, Alex. So if you want to share with me why you are here tonight, and if there's anything that you would like to shift and change and transform, I am curious to find out and to share also my story and journey with you. So I just want to start with saying that anything is possible, and it is possible to be fulfilled and happy in all aspects of your life and in your career, and make a living from something that you truly love and that you feel fulfilled with, and that actually serves the world for a greater purpose. It is possible. Even if you've been told that it's not, it is. And believe me, I'll tell you a bit more about my story later, but I've been told that doing the work that I do was impossible, and I am here to prove that it is not true. Desiree, I am ready to fully step into my soul calling as a multidimensional light worker, stepping into my power and saying fuck yes to the abundance and path I want to create myself. Yes, 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 yes. Saying yes to that. Thank you so much for sharing. That's the spirit, and that's exactly why I'm hosting this event tonight, is because I want to allow all of us and all of you to get together and share that motivation and inspiration, because we can make it happen. It is possible. especially in the times that we're going through. The world is changing, people are changing, so it's the best time ever to actually transform our lives on a personal and collective level. So today's agenda. So tonight's masterclass is really divided in 3 different chapters, 3 main stepping stones that are going to allow you to manifest and create the life, the career that you really wish to be living on a daily basis, and that is going to fulfill you in all aspects of your life. Our first stepping stone is childhood influences. So deconditioning our childhood, the influences that we've had growing up. Chapter number two is understanding yourself. So we can say understanding yourself. What is your blueprint, your DNA, your design? All of that is going to impact and influence the work that you're going to be doing in your life and how you're going to be doing it. And our final chapter, which is the one that I cherish very much because I'm a very grounded person, even though I am very in touch with my spiritual side and the spirituality in my life. I never neglect to be grounded, because in the end, we are spiritual beings living in a physical, tangible reality, in a human reality. So we have to still be very comfortable navigating this physical realm. So the last chapter is the Alchemist. So together we see in the last chapter how to alchemize and bring into our reality and to materialize those gifts and your purpose, to create something out of it. Because in the end, it's very exciting to know our purpose and why we're here. But if we can't really do something out of it, it's a little bit sad. It would be a little bit of a waste, and we want to share that with the world. All right, so who am I? Some of you already know me, but for those who don't know me, my name is Camille Lalande, and I am a business and life coach, but I prefer to call myself as a guide, an assistant. I am someone who helps you navigate both realities, the physical and the tangible, and I really specialize in purpose, soul purpose, because for a long time, this is what I was struggling with, and that is what was lacking in my life. So to make a very long story short, I prepared for you some pivotal moments in my life that really led me to where I am right now, and why do I do the work that I do. So my first pivotal moment was really during childhood. So living very dark, heavy emotions, having the fear of death, and not understanding why we were here. I didn't really see the point of being alive. I didn't understand like what was our purpose as a community, as the collective on this planet. And my father, who is an atheist, had told me that we don't really have a purpose, and that we're basically beings that are here just because, and we're polluting and we're consuming and destroying the planet, and that we have to find hobbies to spend time until we die. And I really wasn't satisfied with that answer. So that was like my first pivotal moment when I started searching and seeking for more in my life. Second pivotal moment was when I was introduced with the concept of purpose. And that was through my work with Crystal Dreams, which is a business that I helped started back in 2015. For those of you who are from Montreal, you probably know them. They're a big success story here and have done a great work in the spiritual community to really raise awareness on the island of Montreal. So creativity at work, autonomy, speaking into my desire, and all of those things that fulfill you were the things that happened in my life during that time, and the concept of purpose became alive. And that's when I really started looking for my own, because I could see how the owners of Crystal Dreams were tapping into their purpose through their business. Alex, I love that place, yes. Me too, I go there all the time. Crystal Dreams is really cool. So we're plugging in a little bit here of marketing for them. So if you're from Montreal, you have to go take a look at that store. It's really beautiful. So the third pivotal moment was the support. So I have been very solo in my journey until recently, and like working alone and doing everything on my own and not having anybody to give me insight or help me. So I seeked support. And I was afraid of investing in support. So I've been sold the support, and I really at first was seeing it as an expense, but eventually when you see how it fast tracks you and how fast you evolve with the support and the coaching and the container, you understand the necessity to seek out for help. So that was my third pivotal moment, when I started accepting to receive, and that's when I also started stepping more into my feminine energy of receiving. So as I was saying, I am Camille, an interdimensional guide here to assist you into the process of remembrance and alchemization of your soul mission. I was given the task and mission from Source in this lifetime to help my brothers and sisters to remember their purpose, their blueprint, their mission in this reality, allowing and empowering them to put their gifts, skills, talents, and passions to good use in order to help them make this world a better place to live and evolve. Because that's what we're all here for, right? I overcame depression, boredom, and stagnation in my life by working on discovering, or should I say remembering, my purpose, doing and living what I love most every single day. Okay, so now thank you, Brett. I'd like you to take a moment to really immerse yourself into this masterclass and claim that you're ready for the shift. Because when we claim out loud to the universe that we're ready for a shift, whenever we say things out loud, it's an affirmation and it becomes our reality. So I would like you to, you can stay muted if you want. I would like you to say those words that are on the screen and really manifest that you're ready for that shift. I am ready to rediscover and remember my purpose as a human and light being. And really feel it, feel the affirmation. I fully trust that you are holding me through the process of remembrance. I give you full permission to come through to enlighten me about my purpose and soul mission. Dear Spirit of the Universe, I am ready to serve you and humanity through the use of my gifts, skills, and passions. So if you're ready, drop in the chat that you're ready. You can send me some emojis if you feel like it. But I know one thing is that I'm ready, and I'm ready to walk you through this masterclass tonight and to bring you closer to your purpose. Awesome. So our first stepping stone and pillar of tonight's masterclass, childhood deconditioning. Deconditioning childhood is one of the most important parts in order to really move forward into remembering your purpose. Because as we grow, our parents, our caretakers, they raise us with a lot of love and a lot of care, but they still hold their own baggage and they still hold their own beliefs and their own life experience and trauma and illness, and that gets transferred to us too. So the first step is really to acknowledge childhood, and I'm pretty sure you've heard that 1,000 times before. Psychologists will mention childhood a lot too, but it is true. It's in our childhood that most of our talents, skills, interests, and our purpose hides. And something that I've learned recently, I thought it was pretty funny, but it really links to childhood, is that as human beings, when we're first created, from our first cells that are created, it's our root that is created first. And it's in the root that our childhood lies, because it's the root of ourselves and it's the root of our life and of our energy system. So we're really going to go back into that root energy childhood to decondition old beliefs. All right. So before going any further, I have a little exercise for you that we're going to do in the workbook. So while I'm explaining this slide, if you want to pull out the workbook, you can either write on a piece of paper and just refer to the workbook, or if you want to create a copy for yourself, you can. If you want to download it in a Word doc, all the options are good. So I'll give you some time while I present you this slide about labels, and you can pull out the workbook. So why this program, and why remembering our purpose, and why is that important? So rediscovering and remember who you are and what you're meant to create and be in this lifetime. The events of the past years, so as we have all witnessed and gone through with the pandemic, reinforce the feeling of nonsense in regards to the way of living life in the 3D. So many of us realize that we're more than numbers, more than employees and resources, and part of the old world, basically. People are suddenly remembering that they're sovereign, energetic, and spiritual beings living a human experience. And you're more than a title, than a label, a character, and an avatar. When you're no longer a mother, a doctor, a student, a healer, who are you? At a soul level, ethereally speaking. Have you ever asked yourself that question? If yes, you can drop it in the chat. If no, you can share as well. But think about it for 1 minute. Think about it. If you were none of the titles of the labels that you now are wearing in this timeline, who are you? If you were on a desert island with no one around you and that your status, your title didn't matter, who would you be? And the day that I understood that the key to unlock freedom and happiness and expansion was to reconnect to one's purpose, I went on a quest to rediscover mine. And a decade later, I decided to share this journey, the lessons, the teachings, the tools, and the experience I have gathered along the way in order to help those of you who are on the same quest of innerstanding. That's a quote that I really like about from Nikola Tesla. If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, as would say Tesla, you must think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. This is exactly how we will go about this journey, to guide you towards your soul mission, understanding yourself as an energetic being and tuning yourself into the frequency that matches the version of you and life that you wish to embody and live. All right, so let's get ready for our first exercise in the workbook. Childhood influences, so deconditioning. Now, try to go back in time. If you need to close your eyes and really sit with it, immerse yourself into your memories. How was your childhood? Who were your caretakers? What were their values? What were their mottos and go-to phrases? What were their views on spirituality, religion, physical appearance, money, career, school? Try to remember all of that. And we're going to also start thinking in terms of labels. So what labels did you wear during childhood, adolescence, and even during your adulthood? Because you accepted them as yours and as defining of you. So think about all of that, and we're going to open our workbook. Okay, perfect. All right. I added a few examples here to help you really grasp what we're trying to do. So for example, a caretaker, the mother. You talk too much, you ask too many questions, you're making me feel dizzy, stop eating this, stop eating that. If you ever want to smoke a joint, I'll do it with you. So that's a positive one. Even if you were a criminal, I would still love you unconditionally. And what was the outcome from those beliefs, those values, and the things that that person told you? How did it affect you, and what labels did you end up wearing? What feelings did these labels bring to you? So during childhood and early adolescence, I was the shy kid. And this is actually me. this example. I was a shy kid. I had an immense fear of public speaking and showing up online. People would make comments about me such as, "You're boring because you never talk about anything." But that came of my mother telling me I would talk too much. So I decided to stop talking altogether because it made me feel insecure and I thought that I was annoying or boring or all of those things. So what does that create in you? Lack of self-worth, fear of public speaking, need for external approval and validation when growing up. So I'll give you 5 minutes and list a few of your caretakers and maybe expand and do the exercise with one of them because we only have 5 minutes. But then if you want at home, you can bring this a step further and do the exercise for all of your caretakers and really do the full exercise. So take 5 minutes and really try to feel into your childhood, into the labels, into the things that people told you. Try to remember how that made you feel and who you became and how did you start talking about yourself and referring to yourself as, I don't know, the shy kid too, or something else, but you probably started referring to yourself as something that maybe was decided for you. And you allowed it to be because while growing up, it's the best we know. And if ever you feel like sharing in the chat for people to see your labels, don't be shy. I'm curious to see who were you growing up or who maybe you still are and you're having a aha moment right now and a realization about some labels that you're maybe still wearing today. Alex, my label was also the shy kid. Makes two of us. Are you still wearing that label today? I am a work in progress. There you go. So we'll take 2 more minutes. I had the way too extroverted kid label, but that's good. I think that's good. We love extroverted. Julie, my label was also shy and almost retiring to the world. People pleaser to hide my non-confident self. Yes, that's a common one, especially for women. People pleasing too. Brett, different, interesting, competent, too serious. And we all have a bit of crazy inside us, so too serious. This is a good label. It's good that you're noticing it and sharing it, and it's interesting to see our progress and our evolution through all of this. All right. So I wrote here a little something for you if you want to take time after this masterclass to go through it. But it's basically this: I was the wise one, the one who was there for everyone else, the helper, dramatic, emotional, too serious. Interesting. And when we're the helper and we're always there for everyone and that we're serious to and that we're labeled as that, sometimes it's hard for us to then think of ourselves and put ourselves first because we feel guilt. So there's the emotion of guilt that comes with that. So if you want to read that text here in the workbook after this masterclass, it's there to help you really let go of the labels. Because when we let go, we make space for something new. So what we're trying to attract. And there's a little ritual and a ceremony that I wrote here for you to forgive yourself, but also to forgive your caretakers who were really just trying to do the best that they could with their abilities, capacities, emotional intelligence and experience of back then. So you can do this little ritual on your own after this masterclass and repeat the affirmations here. And there's also a hug to yourself. So feel free to do that afterwards. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our PowerPoints. Okay, so now that we've targeted those labels, or at least a few of them, try to think of yourself when you were 10 years old or around that age. And think of you now and try to compare them both. Is your 10-year-old you blocking yourself from coming out as yourself, your true, most aligned, authentic self? Do you feel like some of those labels are still preventing you from being who you truly, authentically are? Have your parents ever told you you were crazy or a fool for thinking that you could make a living off something you love? Example, being an artist, because being an artist doesn't pay well. So if that's the case, it's an example of a label and of a blockage that comes from your childhood. Right. Okay. So this is our first stepping stone, and I'm giving you the recipe to tap into your purpose and reclaim it and remember it. But of course, that whole stepping stone in itself and that whole chapter requires a lot of time and processing the emotions and allowing them to come through and to acknowledge them, to overcome them by creating new beliefs. So this is really something we can work together one-on-one or in group with the full program. But for tonight, at least you get the concept of the first step. How to overcome those blocks. So there's awareness, forgiveness, like we just spoke about, deconditioning, and you can do those things through energy work, being aware of frequency, vibration, the elements around you, your energy points, affirmations. There's so many healing modalities and beautiful tools out there that can help you overcome these blocks. And there's so many people in that beautiful community that we have, the spiritual community, who can help you to overcome these blocks too. So we're getting to our second stepping stone, which is innerstanding. So understanding yourself from within. What is your blueprint, your DNA, and your design? Who are you truly beyond those labels? So here I added the example of the life path, but there's plenty of tools to help you find and discover and understand your blueprint. So knowing what your life path number is can help you to get closer to your purpose. Each and every one of us are the product of a unique mathematical formula. We are all born at a specific date, time, and location, under certain stars and constellations. Our DNA and our code is unique. And now, I don't know if you are familiar with astrology, human design, numerology. If you are, you can let me know in the chat. If you want to drop your zodiac sign or your human design, if you know what it is, I'm curious to find out, because this is already a great step ahead to actually tap into your purpose, because they're tools that allow you to understand why are you here? What is important for you in order to be happy and fulfilled? Because it's different from one person to the next. There's that. Fireman passing behind. Desiree, I was the what number? My life path number is 27-9. Awesome, perfect. So probably if you know your life path, you kind of already have a good idea of your purpose, because the life path is the number that really aligns and gives you the most insight about why you are here. Another thing that can help you with understanding your blueprint, your DNA, your design is decision making. What is the best optimal way for you to make decisions in order to feel good with the outcome? So that's important too, and that's something human design can help you with. For example, in my human design, for me to take a good decision, I have to let the emotions sit for at least 24 hours and not take any impulsive decisions. Julie, Aquarius, and my human design is projector. Nice, a projector. Those are rare. Awesome. Another thing that can help you, Desiree, projector too. Wow, many projectors tonight, that's fun. I usually meet a lot of generators. I'm a generator, so maybe that's why you've been attracted to this masterclass tonight, because energy-wise, we feel one another and we complement one another, and working with people that complement us can also help us in our development. Pamela, how to find this info? That's a good question. So it's something that we do cover in the program together, or that you can discover also with me. I offer single sessions if you want to only do a reading to find out about your human design, your zodiac, and all of those things. We can do a full chart together. It's around an hour and 30 minutes, but you can find a lot of information online as well. Okay. So another thing is the way that you will be dealing with emotions and people, and the best way of working for you, and in which environment. That's someone that I like too. So for some people, it's with a lot of people around them and noise, and some others, they need to be really alone and in a quiet space. So knowing all of that, understanding yourself, understanding all of those aspects of you is going to give you a lot of clarity and insight on what are you meant to be doing here with those gifts. Because life, universe, source, however you want to call that higher energy, created you with a specific, unique formula for you to bring in those gifts into this lifetime to help the people around you and to complete your mission, your life contract. Because as you may already know, Earth is the greatest school for us souls, and we come back here to fulfill a specific mission for our souls to evolve. So what is this mission and that purpose in this current lifetime? That's what we're curious about here tonight. Julie, yes, I was waiting for the invitation. Strategy of projectors. Aha! You see how interesting? There's no coincidence. Okay, so here I've listed a few things that you can study in order to understand you. Astrology, human design, the chakra system, because some of our chakras are more open than others, but that you can work on, and it fluctuates all along your life. The moon, the season cycles, your own feminine cycle for women, the life path number. So all of those things are great to allow you to understand yourself better. And I add a little something here. So you're unique and magical, and how you navigate this reality is unique and entirely yours. You are exactly how you are for a reason. Your magic, your gifts are what you have been sent with on Earth in this lifetime for a specific reason, which is called purpose. And our last stepping stone, the Alchemist. So we can pull out the workbook once more, because we're gonna do a second exercise, which is one of my favorite exercise that I offer in the 12-week soul purpose container. And it's really going to allow you to pinpoint that one specific thing that is preventing you from alchemizing and bringing into our reality your purpose. In order to do that and to manifest your purpose and bring it back into our reality, alchemize it, you have to master and use both divine feminine and masculine energies. So for those of you who have not heard about that concept yet, and it's fairly new, I'll give you a brief summary of what does that mean. So the feminine is to follow your highest excitement, to tune in, to surrender, to flow. It's when creativity comes through, reconnecting with nature and source, just being, pausing, resting, doing less in order to do more. And the masculine is to materialize the vision. It's the discipline, the structure, the planning, the priorities, the deadline, the doing, creating the container for the divine feminine to come through. So we need both. Without one, we're too much in the masculine, too much in the doing, and we exhaust ourselves physically. And with too much of the feminine, not enough of the masculine, we can't materialize anything. It's like volatile. It's like water. Another projector. Okay, that's really special. Something's happening tonight. Okay, so now that we understand that polarity, we will pull out the workbook and dive into the Ikigai. So I don't know, are we here to help you? Probably, yes, I think so, yeah. Most probably. Okay, so I'll stop the sharing for this and pull out the workbook. And you can pull out yours too. I'll explain the exercise. This is the last exercise of this masterclass, and it'll help you to get clear on your direction for the alchemizing step. So think about your current job or practice or career or business, or even just a business idea if you're still not in the stage of creating something tangible. And think about how you feel about that job, that occupation. Whatever you're doing right now in your life, think about it and think about how it's making you feel. Do you like it? Are you good at it? Does the world benefit from what you're doing? Are you getting paid for what you're doing? And tell me which scenario best represents you. So, are you satisfied but feeling useless? Are you delighted and full and fulfilled but not wealthy? Are you excited but feeling uncertain? Are you comfortable but feeling empty? So think about that and answer what really, really resonates with you. And this is my favorite part, so if you want to share with me, you're going to make me so happy. Because whenever people have aha moments and they're like, oh my God, yeah, this is lacking right now. This is something that I am not fulfilled with in my current occupation and my current job. So I'll give you 4 or 5 minutes to complete the exercise. And if you feel like sharing, don't be shy. And I can tell you, for me, it was always the lack of fulfillment and self-actualization. Alex, that's so cool. I'm glad you like it. And when I started working with Crystal Dreams and I had a taste of entrepreneurship or soulpreneurship, as we can call it too, I finally understood that I could feel fulfilled in my work. And it was a very important moment for me to realize that. Catherine, I like, but I don't love what I do. Yes. And that's so important, because if you don't love what you do, how are you gonna wake up in the morning, get dressed, and get to work if you dread it, or like if it's not fulfilling you every single day? And yes, there's days where we don't want to work, or we're tired, or we would rather be outdoors. But if another truck, I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's a lot of traffic right now. But if you're 90% of the time fulfilled and happy and love what you do, I'd say that that's pretty good. Because from my past experiences and the jobs that I had, it was more like a 10% of the time thing. And it's interesting, this one from Camille, I like, but I don't love what I do. Because that's why we do this whole work on childhood and deconditioning and the influences and remembering what did we love as a kid. Because when we're children, we're still so pure and still so close to source and from where we're coming from, that we really are in tune with our deepest desires and what ignites us and lights us up and what we love. So going back to that can really give you a lot of insight about what you could love doing now. Okay. So if ever you want to go back to that workbook after the masterclass and keep filling it up, I know it's hard on the spot like that to just come up with answers, especially for the exercise about childhood, because you have to really like bring back yourself to that time and the memories. So feel free to go back to it on your own time and fill it out for yourself. And on this new moon, on top of that, it's a really good prompt and exercise and ceremonial activity you can do to celebrate this phase of new beginnings and planting seeds for what is to come. Now you get a pretty good idea and summary of what we covered together during the Soul Purpose Remembrance program. And it is a lot of information, it is a lot of steps, and that's why usually we go over it during 12 weeks. And that's why it was a challenge for me to put together this masterclass and give you just enough to understand what are the benefits and what you can get out of understanding and remembering your purpose, but without overwhelming you with too much information. So in this 12 weeks container, in 3 short months, you will feel like you've lived 9 months on fast forward. And you will be knowing and remembering who you are soulfully, physically, and mentally. Having a deep understanding of who you are beyond the physical and material reality and beyond labels and titles. Having faith in yourself, your natural abilities, your gifts, your talents, and sharing them with the world. designing a plan to put into action for what is to come next in order to live a fulfilling and exciting life aligned with your soul mission. So not only to remember your purpose, but to actually put into action and get something tangible and realistic out of it. I've run this program already many times with different clients, and I've experienced everything from laughs to tears to giggles. Like, we're having so much fun, and it gets so deep, so intimate, so emotional. It's a beautiful transformational experience, and I really wish that you get to experience that. So the process, as I was telling you prior, is deconditioning, understanding, and alchemizing. So we go in 3 chapters and phases like this. In terms of the weeks and what we'll cover together over the 12 weeks that we're working together, session 1 is your life direction assessment. So why are you here? Why are you seeking for help and support and a container to receive your creative? Childhood deconditioning, and analyzing your caretakers, influences, as we did tonight, but more in depth for all caretakers. Forgiveness and removing the shackles and the labels that no longer serve you. Week 4, remembrance of passions, interests, skills, gifts hidden during childhood, adolescence, young adulthood. Week number 5, innerstanding, and that's when we do your full reading for astrology, human design, and numerology. Week 6 is integration, because all of that is a lot of information, and you need time to integrate and let it sink in, sit with it, and see all the pieces of the puzzle coming together. So weaving it all together. Week 7 is the ikigai, like we did tonight, but more in depth, and pinpoint the missing part of the equation, understand why is this missing part, and how can we overcome it and implement it into your whole purpose. Week 8 is the alchemist, so bringing your magic to this world in a tangible way. Week 9, you come to a crossroad. So are you going to create your own job, create your career, your business, your product, or are we going to find the job that most aligns with your purpose? Week 10 is your manifesto, so writing your mission and your soul purpose, writing it down and claiming who you are beyond labels and who are you as of now, and really claiming that this is the person and the version of you that you wish to represent every single day of your life. Week 11 is the roadmap, so drafting your alchemist plan. What are going to be your next steps? And week number 12 is your rebirth, closing ceremony, weaving everything together. And you'll know exactly what is your next step, where you're going, and how to bring into this reality your purpose. If you wish to generate income from that, for it to become your career, but it is very possible after those steps. So for you today, I'm offering a special discount because you are attending my masterclass tonight. So it's a 24-hour sale for viewers of this masterclass only, and you're saving $222. Normally it is at $222 full price. There's another offering that I'm giving only for you tonight. It's the 24-hour sale for a single session. So if you wish to do one single session with me, either for your full chart reading, for your human design, your life path number, astrology, or to look at some things related to purpose, your career, we can even do some sound healing, full consultation to look at your north node and south node in numerology to understand where are you coming from in your past lives, with what gifts are you coming into this life in this present moment, and what are your challenges going to the north node, which is your destiny in this lifetime. So there's so many cool things we can do together in this session. It's a 1 hour and 30 minutes, so 90 minutes session. Normally $190, it is $75 for you guys tonight, well, for 24 hours. And finally, of course, I would be so happy to have a discovery call with you if you want more information about any of my offerings, if you'd like to know more about the Big Soul Purpose program, or for any questions to learn how to work together. You can book me through my Calendly, and I will drop the links in the chat and send them by email afterwards. So now is a time for Q&A. So if you guys have questions, comments, if you'd like to share anything, you can unmute yourself. If you want to turn on your camera, you're welcome to do so. I take a look at the chat and stop the screen sharing. Desiree, my last job was very draining because of people needs, human resources in a community enterprise, but I felt like planting seeds to them to help them grow in a certain way. That's beautiful, really beautiful. For me too, every job that I had, I would always plant seeds and I would bring my crystals on my desk, kind of hint to people that there's more to life than this matrix and this 9 to 5, even though the 9 to 5 does offer many benefits and advantages for some of us, but depending on our design, we're not all built for that lifestyle. So that's the good thing about understanding ourselves. Desiree, my moon is in Leo. Me too. Today has been, wow, intense. Thanks for the cherry on the top. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing. Me too. My moon is in Leo. So we're very, not explosive, but we live our emotions like roller coasters. It's the Leo, it's the self-expression, it's the fire energy. I will send you a message for prices on coaching. Do you still have those journals? Of course I do. Yes, my friend told me about it and I want to get one. Amazing. Yes, I will also be sharing a promo code in an email for journals if you're interested into purchasing your own. My personal development journal, they're available on my online store, and they're also available in person here in Montreal if you prefer to pick it up. Is there any question, comments? If you want to unmute yourself and share something, even if it's unrelated to the Soul Purpose Remembrance program, anything that you'd like to know or share. Julie, for me, Camille is a passionate and kind heart healer, so I recommend her services 100%. Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's so kind of you.
am I coming through here?
I'm sorry, I'm hearing someone speak. Who's speaking?
Brett's trying to speak, but he's not sure if he's coming through.
Well, I'm hearing someone speak, but I don't know if it's Brett. I see a muted sign. I think it's, yeah, the microphone is red for Brett.
I thought I'd turn my camera on if I was going to talk.
Of course, I see you're wearing crystals too.
Yeah, I'm a big crystal fan. They're all over the place. It's I think it's necessary if you're going to be working with the light and trying to broadcast it or project it. Sorry, I got my camera's over here, but my screen's right here. I'll just try to ignore everybody's faces.
That's what I needed tonight, 2 screens. I would have needed that for all the things I was doing, but.
Yeah. So why do you think you had some projectors coming? I don't know human design well, but I did get the chart made a while ago.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. Projectors are usually attracted to generators. Generators generate energy, emanate energy, and we overflow in energy. Projectors work more retired from the collective, and they really shelter themselves to protect their energy because they don't have as an abundant level of it. And that's why we attract one another.
So I guess it would be wise if a projector was a light worker working with the earth grids and collective fields of consciousness to find some generators to work with.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Do you do work like that?
I do. Yes. And that is a really interesting point that you're bringing up, because usually when choosing a coach or a mentor, that is something that I look out for too. And it's funny because in some groups that I'm in on Facebook and all, people ask, like, I am looking for a coach that is a projector or a generator. So we actually look for the energy that we have also, and not only the skills or the experience, because that impacts the work we do together, even without doing anything or saying anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, I definitely align with your perspectives on soul incarnation and purpose and things like that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like very fundamental for me. It's not about manifesting your dreams and desires as much as it is about knowing what your life's purpose is and then manifesting that.
Exactly. Correct.
So namaste.
Thank you so much for being here, for sharing. It's appreciated. All right, I don't know if anybody else wanted to share. So it's already, oh, Pamela, I have the father of Simba telling him from the afterlife, remember, yes. It's really that, it's truly that. It's not even discovering, because I used to say discover, and then I realized, no, we actually remember, because it's already within us. We're born with it. It's part of the blueprint. It's part of the whole plan, the equation, the destiny, and we just have to remember. But it's hard to remember because we've been put into this reality where everything gets taken away from us, and we have to go through challenges and learning experiences to remember. Otherwise, it'd be way too easy if we had all the answers. So that's why it's such a beautiful adventure. Love the the Simba example. All right, so I thank you all so much for being here tonight, for engaging, for sharing, and for allowing yourself to live this masterclass with me. And if you have any questions or any requests, feel free to reach out to me either through a discovery call, email, or even through Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram. Thanks for the masterclass. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much. I know you couldn't be there the first time, so I'm glad you made it tonight. And this is the last free masterclass for Soul Purpose Remembrance, so I'm really glad that you guys made it tonight. Thank you all, and I wish you a beautiful new moon evening and a beautiful rest of the week.